So someone asked me how the wastegate works off the turbo, or how you make it, so I'll set you up on the bench and show you. Pretty much you sit your turbo in the car and you see where the wastegate fits. So I'll sit the whole set up and find the spot. Then I normally use the wastegate pipe, but this is the same size. So I'll show you what I do. I literally just hold the pipe there and mark the outsides of it. Then you got to drill the holes out. On these twin scrolls you got a vein down the middle. It might be 8mm, might be 12mm wide. But what I do is I mark it like this. Mark it off camera. Literally just mark like that. There'd be 2 half moon shapes. Then what I do is I just go on the inside, drill all the way on the inside, give it a couple of mil. Pretty much just use a 4 or 5mm drill bit. Just make sure I drill on the inside so there's still some meat to grind out. So once I drill about 10-15 holes around the outside, then I put my drill bit through the hole and sort of elongate them, so then it ends up being all chewed out, and you can just tap it out for chisel or by hand and wiggle it out. Then it's looking like rough edged cheese. And then I'll get the die grinder and I'll literally just die grind it up and around until it's nice and neat, and you end up with 2 half moons. You really don't need much to control the boost. I'll show you what realistic size you can get away with and hold usually 14-pound boost like it's a red line, like it won't creep at all. So the 2 holes in the middle are realistic size that I've used and done before. That pipe I marked with I think is a bit bigger than what I normally use. I think it's a 40mm hole on the wastegate, or 45. So you can literally get away with about 12mm wide and say 25mm high and a half moon shape. That's all you need to take out if you got it on the turbo, and that will hold boost. Then when you cut your hole out real nice and neat, then you weld your flange on like your wastegate flange normally, and then this bit is normally only about 12-15mm long, and you put the next flange on it. And what you have to do to keep it divided twin scroll, you make a little plate that looks like this. So it's got a half moon shape at the top for the top of the wastegate, and that seals on the wastegate. So I've done them before with and without that plate, and it's about 100 RPM difference. So it's 100 RPM better if you put this plate in the middle to keep the divider, even though the exhaust is hitting the wheel here, but for some reason if I don't, it's about 100 RPM different. And that's what it ends up looking like. So that little divider piece like sits off the turbo into there, because the seat of these is not flat, it's like a half moon shape. And that's how I weld my wastegates on. And depends if the housings are cast like this or if they're stainless like Turbo Smart. These ones, the cast ones, you got to let them cool down. So you got, well, like after I weld them up, I'll wrap them up and I'll leave them for the day until the next morning. And then they shouldn't, well, they've never cracked. But with the stainless ones on Turbo Smart, you can just weld them, and you can literally, you don't have to let them cool down slowly. So that's how I do my wastegate setups. They really hold boost real easy. Like you can literally hold wastegate spring to redline. It works. It's easy to control boost. You can make 30-pounder boost when you want to, and it's very easy to control it. There's never been any creep, and you don't have to do massive holes. I've literally seen, about 6 months ago, I seen a guy on a Barra had creep on his, like a normal wastegate setup. He ended up cutting out of his turbo, I'm not joking, from about here all the way down here. He had a pipe like a big one, like on an angle, and that's how big he cut the turbo out. It was massive. So realistically, that's all you need, just this tiny little bit, and that will control the boost creep easy.